The Commissioner spoke about the frustrations of being a woman in Europe and for the need for greater political representation for women. So I was wondering if she could comment on the use of legally binding gender quotas for increasing women's participation in national parliaments.
I think there are no reasons why we should not use quotas where it is necessary. And I think especially in company boards, and this is something, for example, we've been looking at in my home country, in Sweden, where I would say we are very advanced when it comes to gender equality. We have very good legislation, we have a debate where I don't think you would find any politician today that would not say that they are feminists. That in the sense that you think women and men should have exactly the same rights, the same opportunities and the same duties or obligations in a society. And we are constantly struggling to sort of make that a reality. But this is politically very sensitive. And then I read this fantastic piece in a paper where this young woman said, why would women be different to men? She said, I was picked on a quota, or I was chosen on a quota to this newspaper where I work. Do you think I walk around thinking, oh, maybe they shouldn't have done that? Or I think women react as men. They think, am I up to the job? They make a judgment. Do I think I can do the job? And then they accept that and they do their job. And they're happy with that. Why should they walk around and think that men, if they go to the men's room, stand there and say, well, maybe she has gone, some other, qualified in some other way to actually end up where she is. And I think this is really part of it. Are you saying that if you're against quotas, are you saying that the current system, which means very often that men choose men, is that a fair and good system? Is that a balanced and efficient way of choosing representatives in company boards or in politics? I think we need it as a method, as long as we have qualified and competent women. You cannot do it if you don't have sort of women that can be representatives or can be sort of fill these posts. But where you have that, you can definitely use the quota. And then you will see that you don't need it any longer. Norway, of course, is an example of where they have used quotas for especially filling up the boards to big companies. And it's a huge success. It's a huge success. And they said that, women said, we want some education as well. We want some training. That meant that men also started to ask for training. They had not thought of that before, but women, it meant that overall the quality of the board members was much better and much higher. So I think it's a necessary and good tool, and you have to choose, of course, where you use it, but especially where women are so hugely underrepresented, I think it's important to overcome the current situation, which means men picking men.